Hello everyone and welcome to TTML Sim League, or Sim 1, Season 1, Race 2, here for the Italian GP at Aerodrome de Mosna, here for the race here today. We're going to have, like last week, if you did not join us in here last week, it's simply going to be a one-shot qualifying, a 25% race, and another one-shot qualifying, and another 25% race. But regardless, I am Pepsi Freak 212, I am ROP, I am Yuki, whatever you want to call me. I should probably got the instructions out of the way, but there's a quick little rule update for you as well as we wait for one-shot qualifying to load here. It's going to be a nice, clear day here for the sprint race, and all the drivers are gearing up, and we have, you can see on the right here, 14 drivers showing up here today to run. As we wait for this to load, we'll take a quick look at the top 5 in the standings here. Currently leading the way is Harry BR25 after his performance last week at Bahrain netted him 47 points and currently leading in his Red Bull. Followed up next is Kaiser in the AlphaTauri with 42 points, TTL44S as a reserve, but he would be third in standings currently with 35, Foxy Red with 34 in the Ferrari, and TGG Funky Chicken rounding out your top 5 with 30 points to his name. And here is another round here, with the second round of a 10-race calendar, trying to get as many points as he can, or those drivers are getting as many points as they can to try to leapfrog their way. Same point standings as TTML does, 30 points to the winner, and then I think it's intervals of 5, if I'm not mistaken, on the way down. I will just confirm that. Yep, it's 35 for a victory, 30 for a victory, 25 for a second, 20 for a third, and after that, it's intervals of 3 and 2 all the way down, and 20 would get last, no points if they were here. Fast Lap also does get a point as well, and there are two 25% races, so the net points the driver can get here today is about 62 points. So this championship is far from done, as here we go to start the lap. As we are going to start the run here, down the long straight here, we're going to put on, just going to have to jump around cameras here, it's basically going to horse racing mode, and here we go, Nightshade's going to lead off, going into corner 1 here, he currently leads the way, as I've got to put the track map on real fast. Alright, there we go, as Mike has retired from the session here, so he'll be starting last out of the 13 runners. Nightshade's currently still leads the way, but he kind of locked up the corner there. Charlie Haas in the Mercedes takes over the pole position, as for now, Funky Chicken in second, and Harry in third. As they're going to come off, going into the next chicane here, that's going to be 3-4, going to brake here, going to want to brake around about 100 meters to 50 meters. Don't want to get too close because it looks like floor damage. As you can see, Funky Chicken kind of mounts the curve there, and that's going to validate his lap. Any chance of Funky Chicken getting pole is now done. Kaiser now leads the way with Scott Bugner in second, and a new driver, Lakbuta 25, a new reserve that's coming here today, is now up to second. So, new face trying to show some strong pace in the Alfa Romeo. Kaiser still leads the way with Lakbuta in second, and Scott Bugner in third, as they're going to go through a Scary here. Going to want to keep how brave will some of the drivers take it to gain some time here. It looks like Kaiser's going to keep the thing, but it looks like Harry was a big winner through Ascari there. Got a lot of time through the thing. Now down the long straight, 1 quarter to go. Palabalica, and then to home free to the finish. It looks like Kaiser still leads the way by at least a healthy margin on Harry, but we will not know until the lap finishes. But it looks like, as I say that, Jinx, maybe Kaiser and Harry. Now Harry are side by side with Charlie Haas in third and Foxy Red in fourth, as it's going to be a break to the line. It's going to be Kaiser taking pole position by well over a 10th from Harry BR25. Charlie Haas coming home in third, Foxy Red in fourth, KGKL in fifth, Kermit in 6, and then the rest of the field, we will run through in a jiffy. And that was fun, I could say. Always enjoy, love doing kind of horse racing style commentaries, and that was pretty fun to see here. But you can see that Kaiser sets the Spaniard, sets the fast lap of the race with a 1:18.858. Harry B in second, Charlie Haas in third, Foxy Red in fourth, KGKIL, probably going to get a correction on that, in 5th, Kermit in 6th, Leonard in 7th, Honey Badger in 8th, Lakbuta, who was pretty fast up there until the 3rd sector, probably lost a little time going through Ascari with the last driver to set a time. And then we got Scott Bugner, Nightshades, Iron by Mike, and Funky Chicken rounding out 10th through 13th, with either being disqualified or becoming disqualified and retiring on track. And that will be that. So 13 runners here today trying to set some good times, and with both Harry and Kaiser here, 1-2 in the championship. Kaiser takes the slight advantage here, but I think it will be nose to tail for both drivers as we wait to see in the race. We just wait here for the race to commence here. It's great for the drivers to get to join the grid. Again, this is a sprint race, so rain will not be in the forecast, so it's going to be a nice sunny day through all the qualifying and all the races, because remember, this is a no-assist league, as I don't think I brought that up, but if you did watch last week, I did bring it up. I'll bring it up to the viewer here again. This is a no-assist league, so all the drivers have no traction, no line, no nothing. So you have to be pretty good at knowing where your braking points are and knowing how to control the car in order to get the best out of the performance. So it does separate, you could say, arguably the men from the boys, or at least the daring, like the crazy from the daring. So anyways, we do wait. We got 2 seconds left before they will start their formation lap here. I assume most drivers, because the top 10 to qualify in soft, they'll all be in softs. As we saw through the other TTML races, not many drivers did take a risk and try different tire strategies, but we'll take a quick look at that now. That is telemetry. That is details. Don't worry, I'll find it eventually. God. I swear, details, yeah. Playing this game for a couple weeks now, I can't remember where it is. There we go. Only 2 drivers to start on a set of mediums are Mike and Funky Chicken, who are 12th and 13th respectively. Everyone else is going to start on a set of soft tires. So, interesting to see that, well, Scott Bugner had to start on a set of soft tires anyway because they qualify technically 10th. But Shades could have had a free choice of change, and he decided to stick with a set of soft tires. So, interesting dynamic here. As I've noted in these sprint races, it usually does seem like the soft tires are going from hard to soft is the ideal strategy instead of soft to hard. So we'll have to see how they change strategies here and see how many drivers try different approaches. But I'd argue that, again, like I said, medium to soft is the way to go, but if you're far enough ahead on the track, it may be smart just to do soft to medium because you qualify that up. So track position does matter, but I think strategy will work out for Mike and Funky Chicken. As we do wait to go around the last couple corners here, down the run-up, going to go down Parabolica here as we still ride in with Kaiser, Harry, Charlie, and Foxy Red. I'll wait to get to the line here. I guess I'll do a quick plug here so we don't have to plug it during the second race. If you like what you see, why not subscribe to League Racing TV, where there's multiple races that happen from leagues from CWC, the main TTML series, to BPL, along with other ones. And you may find a league or a series you like, and you can come and watch it. And you can also follow the page yourself at League Racing TV. And other than that, that will be the base plug here, so just, come on, throw a subscription out here. I know it's YouTube, you probably know how it works, but it does help. As you do see an Alpine, Leonard goes a little wide there off last corner. A little bit of, maybe trying to warm his tires, got a little off, a little squirrely, but no harm, no foul, no damage, so he'll be relatively okay. As we do wait for the last couple cars to line up on the grid here. As I will quickly give a prediction as well, I think it's going to be, I don't think much change will happen here. I think Kaiser will take the win here, and then we'll go Harry second, and then Foxy Red will bring home third. That is my prediction for top 3 here today for the first race. As now they've all lined up here, getting ready. As now we'll have to wait for the 5 red lights. As we wait here, that kind of blocks the 5 red lights. We'll put the tires off real fast, and away as the AWS pops up, and away they go, and Kajiga gets a drive-through in the Williams. They're going to get a good start. They're going to try to set the side there, Bugner and Foxy Red, as it looks like Kaiser's going to get a good run off the line with the Williams who's got a drive-through, trying to make no prisoners here and get as much time as he can, as it looks like everyone else got relatively clean. We did see a car kind of clip the grass there. I think it was the Alfa Romeo of Labuta, but I'm not 100%, but it looks like everyone else got through relatively clean, but Kaiser's in first, Kajiga's in second, Harry's in third, which is probably not making many friends, because Kajiga's got a drive-through penalty he's going to have to serve, and now Harry's going to have to try to pass him, or at least be kind of held up a little bit by him, and that is not going to be too friends. Now the Red Bull driver's going to try a very brazen move up the inside, and he's going to make the pass work, so not going to wait too long there, and just going to make the pass and tell the Williams driver to get back. Harry now going to set his sights on Kaiser, but Kaiser did what he needed to do and made the pass work. Rest of the field here looks like everyone got pretty relatively spaced out, no major damage as far as I can tell. Going to quickly kind of cycle through the field here. Yep, looks like everyone is relatively off okay here. No major mistakes, no major accidents, and it looks like we're going to go, yeah, we're going to have everyone be relatively clean. Someone actually say that, someone is off there that is going to be Kajiga, and he's off going wide into, there's a lot to cover. Leonard has also crashed, so we got 2 things to cover. Leonard has crashed, got loose, coming off Ascari, and it looks like he just got hit the paint on the outside and probably lost to going in the inside. Saw a lot through the TTML races this week, and Kajiga just went kind of left, right, maybe the back end kicked out a little bit, and went through the sand pit, and that is slam over him as well. He's had to serve a drive-through, and now he's going to be way off the pace anyway, so no safety cars are on, so that is probably it for the Williams driver. He's got slot in position, but he could still get points for at least finishing, so should probably at least keep the foot down and try to get as many spots as he can. Never know when they may come in handy. But anyways, we kind of cycle through the rest of the field here. For the most part, everyone's kind of got spaced out of that mistake. It looks like a little bit of a bubble has formed between the first pack and the second pack here, as it looks like, yep, the Williams driver is going to retire in the pit lanes here. So now we got to wait for time and scoring to update. But it looks like Bugner and Fox here, there's a little bit of a gap. Other than that, though, we do got Nightshades of Kermit. That is still the yellow flag for the Williams driver. I thought something happened on track, but yeah, because of that little mistake by the Williams driver, it looked like it may, and Leonard as well, it looks like it caused a slight little breakaway, if you will. As Kaiser and Harry have kind of 1-2, and then Charlie Haas with Foxy Red in the next blanket. Bugner, the Alfa Romeo, Honey Badger in that next blanket, and then Shades, Kermit, Chicken, and Mike all in the next blanket. So it's kind of like 4 different little groups here. And if Foxy Red can kind of get past Charlie Haas quickly here, or maybe give Charlie Haas a little bit of a tow, they could maybe catch this top pack and in turn bring the next pack with them as well, even though the gap is a little bit kind of on the bigger side, as Bugner's is right there. So anyway, as we're going to start lap 3 here, DRS has now been enabled here. Kaiser's fast up, and then Harry sets it right back here. That's why Harry is the points leader right now, knows how to get good times out of bad situations. Charlie Haas is in 3rd, and Foxy Red's 4th. Hopefully the time scoring kind of updates here, because it's kind of hard to tell with how big the gaps are when you kind of just have to just judge by the whole second meters. But I'm going to try to quick as we do have a pass here. That was kind of hard to tell. It looks like Honey Badger is trying to throw up the inside of Nightshades, and he's made the pass successfully work. So Honey Badger up to 7th, Nightshades down to 8th, and it looks like we may also have a pass here for 9th, as Kermit is trying to make a pass on Funky Chicken's trying to make a pass on his teammate on the older rubber here. I guess I wouldn't say the old rubber, the harder tire, because they're both on the same kind of tire wear here. He'll see if he tries something down the nuts. No, he will not. He'll think better of it, trying to force his teammate into a position, and it looks like Funky Chicken will just kind of tuck in behind. So we'll go back to the top of the field here, kind of cycling through until time is going to get really updated here. Looks like we do got a little bit of a blanket back here. Nightshades is on the back of Honey Badger, so there could be a pass happening here. Nightshade's going to have DRS, going to use some of his ERS presumably as well, and he's going to try to hang it on the outside, going up into 7-8 here. It's going to be close, and it looks like Nightshade's going to make the pass successfully work. So Honey Badger got him on the straight and the front stretch, but Nightshade's gets him back. So looks like they'll be batting for a little bit, maybe changing in their position. But we may have a possible pass here for the lead here, as Harry's not that far off Kaiser right now. And if we take a look at the telemetry, 63 ERS to 47, so Harry's kind of saving his ERS while Kaiser's using a ton of it. So there could be an opportunity for a pass here, but I doubt it will happen. He's a little bit too far back, unless he's very bearing on the brakes in that Red Bull. But again, 25 points is not that big of a bad of a gap here, so it maybe makes sense to just kind of tuck in behind, as it looks like Honey Badger has trying to make a pass around Nightshades again, try to hang it, going off of the 1-2, are going to have the inside line, he'll take it correctly, and he'll take the position back for Nightshades. Good clean racing there, you like to see it. Honey Badger up to 7th, and Nightshades back to 8th. Now Funky Chicken is coming into pit lane, and I think he was on a set of mediums, so I would assume he may have got wing damage, possibly from Kermit, if I'm not mistaken. May have slightly collided, because it's a very early pit stop for the driver that's on a set of mediums. So I think he has some damage of some accord, and that's a big hole he's going to have to dig himself out of. Because now I don't think the softs probably can make it the remaining distance, but they're not going to be as fresh as he probably wishes they would be. But anyway, as you can see here, that Charles is not that far off the battle here for the lead here. If he can just get within another 10th, he'll be able to get the toe off Harry and drag Foxy Red, Scott Bugner, the Alfa Romeo, and Honey to the front pack as well, and make it a 6-horse race, as you would say. But it looks like it's just going to be the activation point's right here, and it's just going to be just short enough. So no DRS for Charlie Haas. But the question next is Harry B saving his stuff? Because it looks like right now Kaiser's in the pit lane here. Going to get off the softs relatively early here. Thinks 5 laps is enough. I was like 4 laps going on 5, along with Scott Bugner and the Alfa Romeo driver. They're all in. Going to pit for a set of mediums to go to the end here, and that's all up to 5 laps. I doubt Funky Chicken will make it to the end. We also have Honey Badger going to probably make a move on the Alpine driver as well, as Mike gets 5 for being a naughty boy and speeding in the pit lane, and Honey Badger's not going to make the pass successfully work. So Honey Badger stays in 5th, and Mike, his teammate, gets a time penalty. So really any chance of getting many spots may be out the window, because 5 is going to be a hard time to beat. But anyway, back to the second battle here. Charlie Haas, I'd assume, as well, actually, yeah, we'll cut back to Foxy Red and Charlie Haas, because that's more likely to have a pass per se right now. But I wouldn't be shocked, because it looks like Charlie Haas gets a better entry-exit into that 4-5 complex here. And it looks like Foxy Red, it looks like he got a good run here, but I doubt it's going to happen. It looks like Honey Badger got a little squirrely going into that 4-5 complex as well. He's lost well over half a tenth to him, so he's going to be out of DRS range, so I think Nightshades has the advantage. But back to my main thought, is that I assume Harry is going to be coming in this time by. Does not want to wait too long and allow Kaiser and the rest of the field. They have clean track, as you can see here. We'll cut to him. Clean track, no one in front of him. So the undercut is not the most potent, but the longer he stays out, the more likely Kaiser can gain on it. But can Harry use this track to his advantage as well? So it looks like he'll be staying out another lap here, and he just sets the fast lap of the race, as Charlie gets a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Could not get the car woe down in time, and that is not a good rookie mistake for Charlie Haas as well. Definitely going to come out behind Foxy Red at the end of this race if Foxy Red doesn't speed in the pit lane. But Harry, it looks like he's kind of taking that clean track to his advantage here, now using a lot of his ERS. We remember when he was in that battle, he's about 70% ERS. Now he's at about 50. So he is pushing like a mad lad to try to get as much time as he can on the Kaiser, so he's trying to make the undercut work, and right now it looks like it may be working, per se. He saved his rubber, and now he's going for it, per se, to try to get as much time as he can. As you can see, he's pushed well over a second on Foxy Red, so he is flying on the circuit here. Back to the battle here in the back. We got Funky Chicken not that far away from Nightshades here, but remember, Funky Chicken's probably not going to make it to the end. So he's going to have to hold on, relatively speaking, but it looks like it's going to be Funky Chicken making the pass here. Per se, I assume it's going to happen, but then again, maybe Funky Chicken will be patient here. Doesn't want to probably risk throwing up the inside and having something similar to happen, maybe that drawled him in the pit lane before, and he'll tuck in behind. We'll check back on this in a... Actually, we'll keep an eye on this, but we'll switch back to pit lane in a minute if Harry B or Foxy Red both decide to pit. So keep an eye on the bottom of your map there. See if the Red Bull or the Ferrari driver decide to up in the pits here. It looks like both drivers are coming in the pit lane as we speak. So Foxy Red and Harry are both coming in. And it looks like right now Funky Chicken's going to make the pass on Nightshades. Put Funky Chicken up the place to 8th. Now we're going to cut to Kaiser here. The question is keep an eye on the minimap. As it looks like the Red Bull driver is now officially coming out of the pit lane as we speak, as it only looks like Kaiser is going to be coming on the corner, but Kermit will take the de facto lead. Harry B's about to hit the exit point here. Keep an eye on the map on your left. I think he's going to come out well ahead, per se. Yeah, he is. Both drivers, both Harry B and Foxy Red's going to barely come up behind, but he's going to slot in ahead of Charlie Haas. So the overcut was the stronger choice here, and that may be something worth noting for Kaiser going the next race, because Foxy Red is able to gain a spot on Charlie Harris, but Charlie Harris may get him on the cold tires, and Kaiser... Harry B was able to gain over a second on Kaiser, and he was almost about half a second behind, so give net gain of 1.5 for him. It looks like Charlie Harris is going to try to take advantage here and make an inside lunge, but not going to happen, and he's going to tuck it behind the Ferrari driver. So, advantage overcut here, and going into the second race, that may be some knowledge that Kaiser and the rest of the field may put in the back of their mind that the overcut with clean track is a little bit stronger if you save your stuff than going for the undercut. And we knew that kind of already, per se, because the fresher tires. Now it looks like Charlie Haas tried to go outside inside, not going to be enough. Yellow flag sector 2. It looks like that is going to be, I'll check in a second, it's one of the McLarens, but Charlie Haas makes the pass successfully on Foxy Red, and now his teammate Scott Bugner tried to go for it as well, but gets a little squirrely, doesn't hit anything, came off that exit, got on the paint, and had to make a face of action into the grass. Very Code Brown moment, as you would say, but gets the spot back. But now here comes Charlie Haas and Foxy Red, still side by side here, and it looks like Foxy Red's going to get the spot back, and I think he may have DRS as well, because he was behind at the activation point. No, he does not. Actually, Charlie Haas did get it, so Charlie Haas will have DRS again. So he's going to tuck him behind, going to try to possibly make a move here, going on the inside, thinks better of it. Foxy Red to hold 4, so Foxy Red kept his nerve, lost a spot coming into Ascari, but got it back going to Parabolica, so shows that sometimes you got to just, not instead of waiting for the straight, if you can find a make an opportunity to make a pass work, take it, and that's what Foxy Red did. Foxy Red in 4th, Kaiser still in 3rd. Remember, Kermit is still de facto leading this race, but Kermit will have to pit. He's on a set of softs. Those tires are falling off. He was about 10 seconds when Harry came out of pit lane. Now it's down to 5. So Harry is really losing a lot of time here. Sorry, Kermit's losing a lot of time to Harry. So I assume Kermit has to be coming in sooner rather than later. And by the way, just in case you were curious, I did say McLaren did spin. That driver was Mike, and he's coming in the pit lane to probably fix his wing, so no higher than 11th. He will finish here today, bearing obviously a crash or something. But back to the battle here for 4th and 5th, respectively. Foxy Red and Charlie Haas, 4th and 5th. Charlie Haas, again, getting a good run here. If we check the, as the Alfa Romeo driver gets a 3 from multiple warnings. Remember, Charlie Haas does have 5, as we do check the penalties. He has 5 for speeding in the pit lane. So he's going to have to try to clear Foxy Red by 5 seconds or push a big gap, at least 2 seconds clear of Bugna and the Alfa Romeo. He's got 2 clear on the Alfa Romeo, so he's presumably going to be in 6. But his teammate may jump him if he can't get a move on here, as he tries to set a move up on the driver, but not going to be enough. Yellow flag sector 1, as it looks like it's not Harry, it is, I believe, Kermit. Yeah, Kermit has lost it, and does he have a puncture is my question. Keep an eye on those tires. He did kind of go aggressively long there. I can't really tell because he's kind of going through the grass, but it looks like, because he did go pretty long, he's not pitted yet. As Kermit now gets 10 for exceeding track limits, which just kind of a kick in the metaphorical nether regions. It looks like he doesn't have a puncture, so maybe he just went wide in the 1 and tried to take evasive action. But something else that caught my eye is Kaiser's really losing a lot of time here, as now Honey Badger gets 3 for multiple warnings, and it looks like the Alfa Romeo driver has retired on track. He's hit the wall there, as we'll keep an eye on Kermit here. You'll keep an eye on the right of your screen. That is a very odd place to crash, per se. No assist, it's understandable, per se, but it looks like he got a little squirrely. But going into a corner like that, probably just clipped the sand and got a little bit wide. I don't know exactly how you crashed there, to be completely honest with you, but sometimes without assist, and especially these cars being very finicky, stuff can happen. But anyway, Kaiser's losing a lot of time here to the lead pack. He was pretty fast. Now he's 3 behind. Something that does kind of pop into my mind is I remember in the new update, at least from what I heard from other people, is that you can get floor damage a little bit more regularly than you would in the previous update. So my thought process is maybe hit a curb a little bit too aggressively and maybe damage the undercarriage, and that's costing me a little bit of time here. It could be some damage that you're not aware of, because remember, unlike in the previous games where damage was kind of non-existent per se, unless for the front wing, you're not going to get damage on anything. So maybe he went over a curb a little bit too aggressively, damaged the floor, and like in iRacing, that really affected the straight line speed in the car, because now Kaiser's now down to 3rd, and it's probably going to be 4th for the 2nd here, and he's way too slow for it just to be a normal driving pace. So I'm generally thinking I'll check the chats at the end of this race, but I'm going to guess floor damage or something. But anyway, that's not going to stop the race here. As now Harry's 4 seconds clear, and he does have the fastest lap, if I'm not mistaken. We'll check it in a second, because I do want to see if the Mercedes driver is going to try to make a pass. No, he will not. Now I'll check it. Yep, he does the fast lap, so add another point to Harry B's total. So Harry B's looking at a max points day, but with Mike on a fresh set of rubber, he may monkey wrench that plan. So it looks like Charlie Haas may try to stick it up and go into parabolic there, thinks better of it, but knowing that he's got well over a lot more ERS as well, this is probably just going to be a question of when it will happen. Then Kaiser gets a good exit here, though, so maybe it's not all doom and gloom for Kaiser. But with the advantage of ERS here, well using it, I assume the Mercedes driver is going to sneak on by here, going to take the inside. Will the Ferrari be a pick to help Charlie Harris? And it will be close, but Charlie Harris will get the job done on Kaiser. Kaiser now down to 4th, and if he does get a move on, it may be 5th. Scott Bugner may catch him as well, but the only saving grace for Kaiser is Harris does have a 5-second time penalty. Bugner has a 3. So as long as he kind of stay close, at the very least, he'll bring home the car, maybe still on the podium. But if Charlie Haas, as he does, he now gets 3 fault warnings anyway, so now the gap, it can only be 2 seconds, but seeing that line there still maybe pros my idea that it could be floor damage. Again, I will ask after this race, but for right now, we'll let it be a mute point. But generally speaking, he's got to have some damage that we can't see. Anyway, though, Harry currently still leads the ways with 4 seconds clear Foxy Red. Foxy Red in 2nd, Charlie Haas in 3rd. We already went over Kaiser's struggles. Bugner not that far behind, and then 5 seconds behind that is Funky Chicken in 6th. Honey Badger in 7th, Nightshades in 8th, Kermit in 9th, who has 10 seconds to his name, and Mike currently in 10th. So that is currently your top 10 here today. As Harry B will start with 2 laps to go, we'll be on the penultimate lap. And again, bearing a spontaneous combustion or what happened to Mika Hakkinen in 2000, I assume Harry B will be bringing this car home with another victory here today and extending his lead in the points. But now it looks like Charlie Harris possibly going to try to make a move on Foxy Red. Now the question arises, if you're Foxy Red, you probably, as long as you don't lose 5 seconds to Harris, as Scott Bugner makes a pass, by the way, as I was kind of riding the board with there, Bugner's now paid the pass on Kaiser, so Kaiser is going incredibly slow. But back to my thought process, if you're Foxy Red, Charlie Harris is not going to get 5 seconds clear of you by the end of this race. So maybe just something worth noting is if you're Foxy Red, I know drivers want to win on track, but there is a smart strategy here that let Charlie Harris go, because there's about a second gap between Harris and Bugner, and just let him tow you to a 2nd place here. Because you don't want him to make a lunge up the inside in desperation hour and possibly take you out of the race, along with you and him as well. So there's an element of strategy there. As now it looks like Kaiser makes a relunge on Bugner, so points back to Kaiser. So Kaiser going back, but if we look up in the distance here, Charlie Haas as well. We're going to possibly have double moves here. Looks like Harris is setting up a move on Foxy Red, and Bugner's going to set up a move on Kaiser. So it looks like going to be a double move here. Keep an eye on your screen here. We'll keep an eye on both battles and see who can make what. Hopefully they give us a wide shot going down the straight here. As it looks like Kaiser, as Harry B has started the last lap of the race, looks like the Mercedes driver is going to go around the outside of the Ferrari driver. If you look in the distance, and he makes the pass relatively clean, will there be an answer back? We'll also check on Kaiser and Scott Bugner. Bugner going to go up the inside and make the pass work. No answer back by the Ferrari, and no answer back by Kaiser. So both drivers are going to slot in, so advantage both Mercedes drivers, but with time penalties, well, Kaiser and Bugner on the same time penalty, so actually it's safe to assume that Bugner's for position while Harris is eventually going to fall here. But he is too clear, so Bugner, it's a weird double-edged sword here. that Kaiser and Bugner fighting is actually helping Charlie Harris, because Charlie Harris can get too clear of Bugner and Kaiser, he'll get still a spot at the podium. If not, that podium spot will go to the other Mercedes driver or Kaiser, depending on who passes who. But anyway, as we got one more Ascari up left to go here, as Harry's still well in the clear, 5 seconds. Will Fox Red have an answer back here? Will he try a pass? We'll have to wait and see if it's going to be possible. He's just going to tuck him back in line here. So Harris still in third, and we got Bugner and Kaiser. Kaiser, no answer back like last lap, and I think that may be all she wrote, as Harry is going to come around the last corners. I'll keep an eye on Parabolica here, but I doubt much will happen unless some driver goes crazy here. Harry is going to cross the line here. He's going to win the race for the Red Bull Faithful, and that will be his second race of the win of the season. Other than that, you got Charlie Haas gonna come home in second, but yeah, unserved time penalty. Fox Red will jump up to second. Charlie Haas in third, Bugner fourth, Kaiser in fifth, and that will be your top 5. Funky Chicken, nice recovery job, making those tires work for 9 seconds, coming home in 6th. Honey Badger in 7th. We're gonna lose at Nightshades. Nightshades comes home in 7th. Honey Badger 8th, and Kermit with a 10-second time penalty is gonna come home in 10th position. And that will be your top 10. Well, top 9, as Mike retired on track. So that will be your top 9. So yeah, that was a race here today, as we still wait for Kermit to kind of finish up here. So yeah, not much else to say as we just kind of wait for this to finish up. Still waiting for Kermit. And there goes Kermit. Kermit's now crossed the line, P9. And that will be that. So, but don't go anywhere yet, because I do have to remind you, there is another race after. We get another whole qualifying and another whole race. So, don't turn away yet, because we still got one more race. And double the excitement, double the fun, as you can see Harry on the podium here today, celebrating with Foxy Red, and Scott Bugner, I believe, was in third. And that will be that. And hello to you, Tony, in the chat here, as we are just kind of waiting for this to finish up here. All British podium here. Mazda favorite, probably not the most thrilled about that, but at least a Ferrari's in second, so at the very least, the Italian faithful, the Tifosi, are at least going to have something to cheer about, that at least one Italian manufacturer made in the top 3. But anyway, final results, actually, yep, Charlie Haas got third. So Harry in first, Foxy Red in second, Charlie Haas in third, Bugner in fourth, Kaiser in fifth, Funky Chicken in sixth, Nightshades in seventh, Honey Badger in eighth, Kermit in ninth, Mike in 10th, Lukbuka in 11th, Kachiga in 12th, and Leonard rounds out the top 13 with Leonard DNFing on lap 1 along with Kachiga. But Harry also gets a fast lap of the race, so max points stay for the Red Bull driver. And again, I keep saying it, don't go anywhere. We still got one more race left, so another qualifying, another race. That will be quickly shortly here. Until then, I'm going to take a quick break, take a quick second to get a quick sip of drink, and we will join you right back when qualifying is about to start. And I am back. See, not that long of a wait time. Everyone's still in the lobby, so that is going to be a quick little 1-2. We got some TTG drivers in the chat talking, so yeah, some of them in the race as well. So talk to them as well. Have some fun. A few viewers here, want to talk to them, have some fun, and chit-chat with them. But anyways, we do wait for one more one-check qualifying. We got another 28 seconds, and we will be good to go for one more qualifying and one more 13-lap race. Hopefully some of the drivers learn from their mistakes going to the next race. As we're now waiting here, just checking the chat here. Sorry for a little bit of silence here, just seeing if anything worth noting down here in the chat that maybe worth noting here, reporting. Looks like some people drivers are just talking about a little bit of a funny little chat between drivers here. That is something that maybe we should do for next race. Have a kind of like get all drivers in one chat and just have them kind of talk it out. A little more entertaining than me just doing solo comms. But anyway, though, we do have one more round of qualifying here. Maybe we'll propose that for next race. But anyway, Nightshades here leads the way going off corner 1 here. But obviously, we know this is the horse racing mentality, so not one leading way is not always going to win the race. Funky Chicken currently has the pole position right now. Take a photo of it. It may or may not last. Fox right up the second, Nightshades the third, and Funky Chicken will lead him off into corner 1 here. And it looks like Mike is out the leader, but big shock here. Harry and Kaiser now third and fourth. If you remember correctly from last race, Harry B took a little bit of time to get kind of warmed up here, so maybe botched one. But it looks like Funky Chicken currently leads the way of Foxy Red in second and Kaiser in third. As Style Funky Chicken's down to 9th, so, and now 8th, so now 9th, now 7th. I'm trying to get my way back up the grid here. Now Harry is currently in first position with Foxy Red in second and Kaiser in third. That is your top 3 right now, as it looks like Foxy Red has invalidated, so no pole position for Foxy Red. So it leaves our top 2 of Harry B and Kaiser, well, from qualifying last round, still here as well, with Harry in first and Kaiser in second. Kaiser was able to best Harry last time, but they're going to have a couple more corners to go. We got a Scari Parabolica left to have, and it looks like the Red Bull driver keeping his good form from the last race, with Honey Badger in third and the 2 Mercedes rounding up the top 5. One last corner as Leonard has retired along with Giga and Kermit, and we know that the Alfa Romeo and Fox Red both have invalidated. So we got one more corner to go. Parabolica. Harry Curtin leads the way with Kaiser in second. Honey Badger now at the second. Kaiser, again, a little bit slow here. Will he lose out? He was pole position last race, but it looks like he'll go up second as Honey Badger invalidates on the last corner, as Harry is going to take pole position with Kaiser in second, Buckner in third, Harry in fourth, Funky Chicken in fifth, Nightshade in sixth, and Mike 7th, with the Alfa Romeo in 8th, retiring, and Honey Badger invalidating last corner there. That was a little bit of a rookie mistake there, as you can say. He was looking for good for a podium, and now going to be starting 8th. So, well, I wouldn't say podium, but starting in the top half of the grid there. But mistakes were made. But yeah, I bet you the driver in the McLaren is kicking himself. But anyway, Harry currently has pole position with Kaiser in second, Scott Bugner in third, Charlie House in fourth, Funky Chicken with fifth, Nightshade in sixth, and Mike, with an odd strategy choice, coming home in 7th with a set of mediums, so he will be the highest medium runner per se. And so it's going to be interesting to see how strategies work out here. But anyway, we got 8 seconds here to go, another 13-lap race. And that will be that. So we wait here for another couple seconds here. Yep, Mike, as Mike said this in the chat, big brain moment. That is a very big brain moment from the Welsh driver here. Gonna start a set of mediums. Can he make it work? We'll have to wait and see. As we now wait here to get situated with another 30 seconds to go, and then remember a formation lap, and then we'll have 13 to go. Oh, 13 full laps. As we just taking a second to wait, because I know my voice is going to need the break, so that's why if you get a little bit of silence, that is why. Anyway, here we go. We're going to wait for the 5 lights to start the formation lap here, and away they go. We'll take a quick look at the tire choices here again. Going to take a quick look here, check everyone's tires. We do have Honey Badger and Mike starting, 2 McLaren drivers starting off on a set of mediums. Fox Red will be on a set of softs. Other than that, we got Kajiga, Leonard, and Kermit all on mediums, and Lubita on a set of softs. But on that, top 6 all qualified in a set of softs, so that's that. Again, same strategies before. You're going to see drivers that are on a set of softs, probably coming in a lap about 5 or 6, and if you're on a set of mediums, probably going to go to about 9 or 10, 8, 9 range. So yeah, not much different strategy-wise as the previous race. All going to be one-stopper. Only reason you have to come in again is if you crash, but since this is a sprint league race, going to be very hard to come back from this. So anyway, yep, strategy choice here, mediums to hards, as we now wait for the formation lap to go here, as I just said. But other than that, we're just going to have to wait and see how this works out. Harry, again, going to try to make this a max points weekend here. If he can get the fast lap and the race win, that will be 62 points for him, and that will definitely extend the gap. While Kaiser's looking for damage control after last race, bringing the car home still in the top 5, but definitely wanted more points than he got, and that gap's now big. He needs to answer back here strongly and win the race to get the fast lap in order to have kind of a chance to kind of keep the gap close. But presumably, bearing a DNF, Harry will be walking home with the points lead after round 2 here, but Kaiser's going to try to keep that close. Anyways, the rest of the field does cycle around here as we wait. We'll just quickly go through everyone one more time to show them all off. Let their sponsors be known. Let them just get a quick view on the camera so they made it on the stream. And that will be up. There's 13th. And now we just wait for them to line up here. Narratives going into this. Will Harry B taste the champagne one more time with victory? Will Kaiser rebound? Or can the Mercedes drivers lock out the podium? And can Fox Red make a good recovery drive? Getting on second last race, now starting in 9th. He's going to have a long way to go, but like Fox Red has shown, he's got the pace to get his way up for the grid. Anyway, we'll now turn the tires off. And now we will wait. Anyway, now we wait for the 5 red lights. Yellow flag sector 1. Love this game for all its flaws. Anyway, 5 red lights. And away they go. As it looks like Harry B quick kind of start there. It looks like Fox Red gets a good jump off the side here. Look out, wrong way around a car already. That is Honey Badger in the wall. That is session over for Honey Badger. And it looks like Kaiser's going to try to make a move up the inside. It looks like the Alfa Romeo clips the grass. But it looks like they all keep it straight. But Honey Badger, he bottled the qualifying run. And sadly, made a mistake there as well, and that is going to be race over for him. He's probably kicking himself back to the paddock, but mistakes are made. It's now Fox Red is up 6, but Kaiser gets another good start there and will pass the Red Bull driver, but I assume the Red Bull driver is going to have an answer back. No, he will not. He'll just tuck behind here and going to just wait and bide his time as the Williams driver has passed Leonard for 9th. Other than that, though, Bugner, the big fall there for Charlie Haas, Bug Chicken up to 4th. Fox Red in 6th, Nightshades in 7th, and it looks like the rest of the field is kind of spaced out. Mike kind of fell down on those mediums per se, but it looks like everyone else is kind of relatively spaced here. It looks like, yep, Leonard's going to try to make a move on Kermit here down the order here, and going to make a pass. Going to have the inside. Can he make it work? Can he stick it around the outside? No, he will not. He'll try to tuck it back in on the inside here to make a pass work. Going in to Ascari. Can he make it hold? No, he will not. He'll just tuck it behind, so we're going to leave this battle alone here. Kermit will hold for now. Actually, never mind. Here comes Leonard again. As we're trying to keep it out of the grid, it looks like we may have a chance here to see Harry make a pass with the straight here, so we're going to cut back to this battle. We'll give him one more quarter to see if they can settle out. But until then, we're going to cut back. Yep, that looks like Leonard will make the pass on Kermit. 11th, he'll go. Back to the battle for the leaders. Kaiser to the fast up the race. As now you're going to have to kind of wait for the time of scoring all update here. Kaiser curling the lead. After that, it looks like we got a little bit of a monkey jam, log jam behind, but it all looks like they're all in DRS range. As it looks like, I assume that is the Mercedes of Charlie Haas. No, it's not. It's the other one of Scott Bugner that's on the back of Harry. So Bugner got a pretty good start here on the back. Looks at the top 3s. It looks like there may be a wheel glitch. If you just look up the road here, I don't want to switch yet because I don't want to ruin it. If you look at Kaiser's tires, now they're back. But Kaiser's tires were very silver there for a second, almost driving like he was on no wheels, like an infamous Bigfoot sighting. But again, this game's got a lot of bugs per se sometimes, but it seems to happen always with the early release Codemasters games of late. But anyway, Scott Bugner in 3rd, Harry in 2nd, Kaiser in 3rd. Funky Chicken not that far off the pack here as well. We do have Yellow Flag Sector 2, and that is going to be Kajiga retiring as well. As you can see him just on track there. Couldn't get a good angle of it, sadly, and sadly all passed, but he looks like he lost it going into right before Lesmos, and just kind of clipped the sand, brought the wrong way around, and hit the inside wall, and that is raised over the Williams driver here. Been a weekend to forget, you could argue, for Kajiga as well. 2 bad races in a row. We're going to be walking home with basically no points, and not really a nice start for the Williams driver, but still a long season to go. As now Leonard's also retired as well, and he's crashed in a similar spot he did last race, and this is just another bad race for him as well. Now Scott Bugner sets the fast lap of the race. Now Charlie Haas sets the fast lap of the race. So races to forget for both Leonard and Kajiga, but luckily next week is Spain, so hopefully they'll be a little bit stronger next week. But anyway, it looks like top 4 under a blanket. Charlie Haas in 5th, just not that far behind. So actually, I would assume top 7 are all kind of within DRS range of each other. So it is worth noting that no driver has really pulled away from the other one. So unlike the previous race where Harry and Kaiser were able to kind of break away, Kaiser, I wouldn't say he's keeping a train, but everyone's kind of close together here. So you're basically a little bit more aggression, a little bit more drivers kind of going for it per se. So anyway, as we do wait, again, going up after Lesmos here, it looks like everyone's kind of slotted in, though. No major passing attempts. Hopefully timing throwing gets fixed here. But yep, everyone is kind of slotted into their roles here. No major passes. no major opportunities to a little bit of a word jumble there. Is Charlie Haas now going to get 3 second time for multiple warnings? You can see how hard he is pushing. They just got 3 for multiple warnings. Kaiser in first, Harry B in second, Scott Bugner in third, Funky Chicken fourth, and Charlie Haas rounding out your top 5. As it looks like Bugner maybe slotting for a move here. We'll quickly check the telemetry to see how ERS I should say, is. Kaiser's at 41. He's pushing it hard to keep ahead, while both Harry and Scott Bugner are in the 80s and 70% tile respectively, as Charlie Haas gets the fast lap of the race. Now looks like the Red Bull driver is going to make a pass for the lead of this race on the AlphaTauri driver, and he'll make it work. Chalk it up for the Senpai team, the senior team, and he'll be in first position with Kaiser down to second and Bugner in third with Funky Chicken in fourth. So Kaiser is now down to second, but he's not that slow of a driver, so if he can stay close to Harry, he could have an answer back here. But that is what Harry wants to see and the Red Bull team wants to see. Give him the lead. Now, Scott Bugner maybe can make a pass on Kaiser as well, but Kaiser, if he was smart, stay close, save your stuff, because we know that's what helped Harry last time make the overcut work in the first race. So save your rubber, save your stuff, and you may be able to bring the car home with a win if you play your cards right. Other than that, again, top 6 all in a blank here. No major passing opportunities have happened. We got Nightshades who's lost touch with this train. So top 6, I wouldn't say are in contention for the win per se, because don't want to rule out 7th or 8th, but they're definitely a better chance to win this race rather than the drivers in 7th and 8th right now being 2 off the pack. Anyway, working way through the field here as well. Looks like Bugner not close enough. Everyone's got DRS, so it's just going to be who makes a mistake and who can capitalize on said mistake. As it come out of Parabolica, as it looks like Harry B is going to try to make a run, but it looks like it's not going to. Harry B is actually in the lead, I should say. Kaiser thinks about it 9 up, but it looks like we got pass here as Labuda passes Nightshades for 7, but both drivers are pitting on lap 4. That's the same lap, I believe, they came in last time. It looks like Kaiser got a good close run, but he's just going to tuck it behind, and it looks like Bugner, not the biggest fan, going to kind of change the gearbox, metaphorically speaking. Kaiser gave him the old 1-2 Harry up tap to try to get him to go, but you can see Bugner's used a lot of his DRS as long with Kaiser. So again, it looks like Kaiser's really using a lot to stay close. So if you have a pass here in the back, I always thought it was a pass, but sorry, Charlie Haas was just going a little bit offline there. Thought maybe Foxman was trying something, but sadly, a little bit of a depth perception problem there and an optical illusion, as you would say. But anyway, knowing that this is around the lap window they started to pit on their soft runners here, so I wouldn't be shocked to see, as we just confirmed my suspicions. Yep, all the top 6 are on the softs they started the race on, are qualified on, let's say. So I wouldn't be shocked to see if a bunch of drivers start peeling off this time by and next time by. The question is, who will try the overcut? Who will try the undercut here? Anyways, looks like Harry and Kaiser 1-2 with Bugner still in third. Funky Chick lost a little bit of touch on the back here, but Charlie Haas is there as well, but they all still got DRS. Question is, who will peel off? We'll watch on board here with Charlie Haas here. Keep an eye on that top 3. Who will be pulling off, taking the hard right in the pit lane here? It looks like the Red Bull driver's coming in. It looks like almost all the field's coming in, but instead the Red Bull driver plays hooky, as you could say, and the only drivers to bite were Bugner and Funky Chicken, as Funky Chicken gets speeds in the pit lane here. Now what he wants to see, that's 5 to his name, and that probably takes him out of contention to win this race. So as you saw just up ahead, Harry B kind of faked the field there, went lean to the right, got Kaiser, Harris, and a few others to bite, but top 3 pulled out. But either Bugner and Funky Chicken were going to pit on that lap, but then Funky Chicken got a sped, so maybe Funky Chicken wasn't his plan, or he just went a little too aggressive there to make something happen. But regardless, Harry and Kaiser staying at 1 more lap, while Bugner and Chicken are going to be going for the undercut. As it looks like Harry's been able to pull a little bit of a gap here. Charlie Haas not that far back. He's got top 4 all center DRS, so they're not kind of getting each other's way. So it's kind of like a pack at Daytona. Right now, they're all getting DRS off each other and they're all getting the draft off each other, using the NASCAR analogy. They're all getting the draft off each other, so they're all pulling each other along at a faster pace, so they're not cutting each other off. They're all kind of slotting nicely, so they're all going faster as a unit. So that's going to make the undercut harder for Bugner to work, because they're not kind of stepping over each other, metaphorically speaking. Even though Bugner does have a clean track, he's got no DRS. He's got no one ahead of him for 22 seconds, so he's just kind of alone. He actually came out still in 5th, so he was able to get clear of the Alfa Romeo drivers. Now the top 4 come in. It looks like actually Harry's going to speed. That is a big mistake from Harry there. He has sped in the pit lane. That was going all he could, and that's going to really put a monkey wrench in him winning this race again. That is a mistake he's kicking himself for, but Fox Red going to go 1 more lap here. going to try to use the undercut to his overcut to his advantage, trying to do what Harry did last race. But any chance of Harry winning his race may just went out the window here. Next question is, will Bugner even get close to making the undercut work here? Keep an eye on the right of your screen here. Keep an eye on them coming out of the pit lane. There's the Red Bull driver. There's the AlphaTauri driver. And it looks like Bugner is going to make the undercut work, and he's going to slot in the second. But Harry's going to come home still in the lead, per se. But Bugner makes the undercut work, and even Funky Chicken does as well. They both jumped their counterparts. They were battling. But the problem is, Chicken's got 5, along with Harry. So now the question is, how much time will Foxy Red lose staying out 1 extra lap? Can he make the overcut work? Keep an eye on the times, because Harry's got clean track. And Harry's also going to have to be driving like a man in the mission, because he's got to get 5 clear Bugner or Kaiser, whoever is going to be de facto second if Bugner can hold on. He's got to get 5 clear of him in order to win this race. But we know Foxy Red's going to pit, and Foxy Red is losing a lot of time here. He's lost over a second so far. So it's going to be interesting to know. And remember, I think Bugner was 21 back of the leader when he pitted and came out about a second behind Harry B. So if Foxy Red, who's pitting this time by, no speeding from Harry, Foxy Red. So it's safe to assume, I'm going to guess Foxy Red is going to come up slotting. I would assume right now he's going to slot in between Harry and Scotty Bugner, but maybe just ahead of Scott Bugner or somewhere between Bugner and Kaiser. He's going to come out close. So keep an eye on the screen here. Ferrari driver's now starting to lead the pit lane here. I'm going to assume it's going to be Harry B make the pass. It looks like Kaiser could have a pass in the back here. Keep an eye on the right of the screen. Yep, Foxy Red has been passed. It looks like Foxy Red's going to lose more spots than that. He's going to lose second, third. He's going to slide in just in front of Funky Chicken, I'd assume. Funky Chicken's going to try to get as much time as he can, try to gain as much time, and he goes a little bit wide doing it, try to get as much as he can to try to get ahead of the Ferrari, but it's not going to be enough. So Fox Red is going to slot behind the 4th, but he's going to have 1 lap fresher tires than Kaiser and Bugner. 2 laps better than Bugner, 1 lap better than Kaiser, as that mistake has now allowed Charlie Haas to get by Funky Chicken. So Funky Chicken went all for broke there, and it's not going to be enough. And Funky Chicken's now going to go down to 6, so slight mistake there. Should have probably just slid behind the Ferrari, but went off for broke, knowing he had a 5-second, and that's not going to be enough. And considering the 5 seconds he currently got, he may slide all the way down to 8th at the rate he's going. He needs to get a move on. With 6 laps to go here, the question now is, per se, is everyone has pitted. The question now is, can our leader get another 3 seconds clear of Bugner? Because if he can't, Bugner, as it looks like we do have Kaiser going a little bit wide. That was the Ferrari, my mistake. Going a little bit wide there. That's going to leave him up to a prone attack here from Charlie Haas. Can Charlie Haas think it up the inside here? Remember, he does have 3 seconds, so he's going to think about doing it at Parabolica. But no, he will not. He'll have to tuck it behind, but he will definitely have a good run here. As even though Fox Red is still in DRS range, so, but he's not going to get as much toe off the slipstream, so it may leave him open for a pass here from Charlie Haas or even Funky Chicken if he's not bearing enough. But it looks like, per se, yep, the Mercedes driver's not going to have enough of a run, so he's going to tuck him behind Foxy Red and going to stay in 5th for now. So a crisis averted from Foxy Red. But anyway, Scott Bugner, again, is currently the de facto leader of this race, with Kaiser in de facto 2nd and Foxy Red de facto 3rd. But again, it's all up to Harry. The ball is in Harry's court. If Harry can gain enough time, he will win this race. But he needs to get a move on, because the time is ticking down, and it doesn't look like he's getting as much time as he probably wishes right now. And it looks like it's falling just a bit. It was 2.9, now down to 2.7, and it's now 2.8. So it looks like Harry did kind of muggle up that Lesmos, per se, and it is worth noting. But the thing is, if Kaiser and Bugner get a time penalty of their own, it makes Harry the de facto leader. So a lot to think of when we're coming to 4 to go this time by. It looks like Charlie Harris actually, as I was kind of riding more there, caught a second the blink. Charlie Harris and Foxy Red have both crashed, and if I had to fancy a guess of what happened, Charlie Haas probably went for a move on Foxy Red, or maybe vice versa, and one went wide and took the other one for a ride. As we watch on board here with Kermit, yep, you can see that both just parked on the straight here. Yeah, it's just a situation where both drivers are going for broke, and they both, yeah, an accident happened. I'm not 100%, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was kind of looking off, doing math in my head, and sadly we missed that, but yeah, sometimes that happens. As Mike now gets 3 seconds for multiple warnings here. And that is just, again, they're both probably going, if I had to guess, both drivers are going side by side into Ascari, and one got loose out of Ascari and took the other one with them, and now they're both going to be heading to the pit lane paddock, and maybe have a few choice words for each other, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, Kaiser did get around Scott Bugner while I was kind of doing calculations back to my head there. Kaiser now in second, Bugner on third. So, as they stand, Kaiser would be the de facto winner of this race, but still all to play for. And actually, something else that does that crash does help Harry B, because Harry B was looking to maybe possibly slot out to a position 5 finish, but now, at the very least, it looks like he's a lock for the podium. So, at the very least, Harry B has that crash has helped Harry B a ton, and has put him in a great spot to at least minimize the damage he got for speeding in the pit lane. So anyway, we're coming with 3 to go here. Harry B 3-5 up the road here. It looks like Bugner going to try to make a pass up the inside here. Can he make it stick on the AlphaTauri driver? Yes, he will. Put Bugner up to second. Put Kaiser down to third. We do have yellow flag sector. And that looks like it's going to be parabolic. It looks like it's Nightshades. Yep, Nightshades is going a bit slow there. A bit odd. No real crash. Maybe just kind of coughed up some time there. Went a little wide into the sand. Who knows? But it doesn't look like he stopped moving on my mini-map. So, yeah, just a bit odd to say. As now Charlie House has left the session. Probably kicking himself, metaphorically speaking. But anyway, Scott Bugner back in second here, battling for lead. The gap now is growing to 4 seconds, though. So it looks like, if I had to do calculations, Harry B is pushing about half a second a lap on the drivers in second and third. And if that's the case, he'll cross the line with about 5 seconds. So it's actually a situation right now is the fighting between Bugner and Kaiser is kind of hurting the overall bottom line because it's allowing Harry to pull away. As we do have the effect, and that's Harry! Harry has crashed! As Harry's lost it coming out of Ascari, and he's just done probably something similar to what happened to Leonard, and it's happened to so many other drivers during the week of TTML. Just got a little wide, back in, got kicked, and that is race over. So now penalties are mute point, as now our driver that was looking for a pretty good finisher, possibly even a max points day, is now going to have a DNF, and that's going to be a 0 add to his total. So that is going to be a good chance for Kaiser, Bugner, and the rest of the field to get some good points here, as now this is a battle for the win, as Kaiser has passed Bugner, and now Kaiser is winning this race with 2 to go. Funky Chicken, if I just quickly check penalties, yeah, Funky Chicken is looking to slate to get the last spot in the podium. So even though he spent the pit lane, Funky Chicken, that may have been a saving grace because he was able to avoid the move with Foxy Red and Charlie Harris's collision, and he may be able to sneak his way onto the podium as long as he doesn't rack up any more penalties. But right now, the AlphaTauri driver is looking good right now, but he's still got to deal with Bugner here. Bugner looking for his first win in the Sim League, per se, and looking for his first win in the Sim League, while Kaiser looking for his second. As they're going to come down the long straight here, going to Ascari one more time. Don't do what Charlie Harris did in the Foxy Red. Again, maybe didn't get shades of what happened to his teammate. Wants to keep it close, but maybe on lap 13 he'll try something here. Scott Bugner now gets 3 for multiple warning, so that's going to make this a mute point. Bearing Kaiser getting another 3 for well. So that was a bad time to get a time penalty there. As it looks like, again, Bearing Kaiser getting a penalty here. He needs to get by. He needs to force Kaiser into getting a cutting penalty or something. He has to force the mute point here. He's got to force Kaiser to push. Because right now, Kaiser can kind of take it conservatively, and he will win this race. So anyway, Scott Bugner can use all the ERS he's got left in the tank here, along with Kaiser. They're going to be setting side by side here. Is Bugner going to try to make a move up the inside? He's going to stick it up the inside. He will make the pass successfully. Bugner back in the lead. Now Kaiser in second. Question is Kaiser going to try to hang it out here? There's going to be fighting down, going in presumably into this quarter 2 here is now Bugner and Kaiser side by side, wheel to wheel. You love to see it here on the final lap. Funky Chicken also loves to see it as well because if they wreck, he may be able to lap up even more spots. But it looks like Kaiser is going to back out there, maybe knowing there's more to play for than winning this race, knowing he's got it on position. And Bugner is going to at least take position here, but Kaiser may have a chance here to scar. He's half a second behind here, but he's going to have DRS here. Probably going to use his ERS here as well. Here comes Kaiser. Will he try something? Thinks about it, breaks the toe here, so he's not going to actually try a pass here. Going to tuck back in line. I think he's playing it conservatively here, knowing that as long as he doesn't cut, he's got the win in hand. As it looks like, yes, he will. He'll tuck in behind. Bearing one corner going parabolic as long as Kaiser doesn't do something what happened to, I believe it was Honey Badger during qualifying and invalidate. He should be good to go here. As Bugner and Kaiser keeps it close to the line, but Bugner is going to come off the last corner here, and he's going to win the race on track. But Kaiser is going to come home with the win here today. Kaiser in first, Bugner in second. Funky Chicken is going to get presumably the last step of the podium. Yes, he will. And then you can give the Alfa Romeo driver fourth, and Mike is going to come home and round out the top 5 here today. as now we just wait for Nightshades and Kermit to finish up here, and that will be that for here today. We'll do one more quick rundown, give my overall driver of the session, and we'll see you next week. But we just gotta wait for Kermit to finish here. Gonna get a 7th here. I'll give Kermit points. At least he's finished both these races, kept his nerve down, and at least is gonna finish. Don't give up, as you would say. As you can see, driver of the game gave it to the Alfa Romeo driver. But yeah, as Harry, as we've listened to some, heard through the chats here today, is not made a mistake there, and he's not too thrilled with himself. But all his loss is what Kaiser wants to see here today. He will win the other race and be able to definitely, after having kind of a rough performance in the first race, is going to be able to kind of claw his way back in the standings. And not knowing quick off the top of my head, the gap was about 4 points. It's going to be interesting how it shakes out, per se, and see how the standings are wild with other penalties, maybe forced as well, and other things. So it's going to be interesting how they settle out. But regardless, Kaiser and Harry are going to extend their lead at least from the rest of the field, per se. And it's going to be, I wouldn't say it's a 2-horse race yet, but it's looking pretty good that it's going to be similar to Verstappen and Hamilton. It's going to be our Kaiser and Harry fight until the end. But again, maybe another driver will spoil the party, so don't want to rule it out yet. But anyway, quick final look at the results here. Kaiser gets the win here today, but not the fastest lap. Scott Bugner in 2nd, Funky Chicken in 3rd, Lakmada in 4th, Mike in 5th, Nightshades in 6th, Kermit in 7th, Harry in 8th, Boxer Red in 9th, Charlie Haas in 10th, Leonard in 11th, Kajiga in 12th, and Honey Badger, kicking himself, will be coming home in P13. Fast lap of the race went to Foxy Red, and at least get 1 point for his troubles. And that will be that. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. I will, as we wait for the final time to check down here. And we will quickly just take a quick look here. And next week, as you know, as I did say earlier in the broadcast, they will be going to Spain, because all the other TTML leagues will be going to Spain this week, along with CWC. So if you like this tracking in Catalunya, you like the circuit, you're going to see a lot of it here on League Racing TV this weekend, and you're going to see it on Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So, oh boy, a lot of Spain here today, a lot of action. But yep, tomorrow is CWC. I'll be in the booth there as well. Both D1 and D2 will be fighting. And then as well, you do have Thursdays as well, where TTML will be all the leagues as well. Fridays as well. 1, 2, 3 will be on Thursdays. Friday will be D4 and D5 all the same time. So it's going to start at 8 BST, which would be 9 the rest of the European time. But anyway, other than that, quick driver of the day, I'm going to give it to Kaiser, just on the grounds of he didn't give up after the first race, and he was able to keep his nerve in the second race, and that shows why you don't give up in virtual racing. But until then, I am Pepsi Freak 212, I'm RP, I'm Yuki, whatever you want to call me. Until then, I'll see you next week. Until then, take care and good night.